La lam da da de da de da da la de da de dum dum da de da de la la da de da la la da de da 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 de da de da de da da.
Hi, welcome to Lord.js, and to a series that we haven't done an episode of in a while. It's been quite some time since we did an episode in this series, and this is the series called The Character Specials, And as we often do in this series, pretty much all episodes actually, aside from one so far, this is done voiceover style, yeah. Really for no reason other than the fact that I don't wanna really be on camera for this. I don't feel like it. I'm not in the mood for that. So this will be done voiceover style. Yeah. And today, for the second time only, we have a male character for this series, because usually we've had female characters in this series, but today we have our second male character ever on the character specials, and it's Colonel Jack O'Neill, or General Jack O'Neill now, from the Stargate franchise. Yeah. His real name, as revealed in some episodes, is actually John O'Neill, but basically everyone refers to him as Jack instead. Yep. Which apparently he prefer. So yeah. He's an officer in the U.S. Air Force, and he works for the Stargate program, Stargate Command, which is the subsection, if you will, of the military, which is responsible for the operation of Earth's Stargate, He originally starts out as the team leader for SG-1, the flagship team of Stargate Command, but eventually advances to become the commander, the head of Stargate Command instead, upon being promoted to flag officer or general ranks, which happens in the later seasons of Stargate SG-1, He is a good officer, even though he is sometimes a bit cynical and sarcastic, sometimes even more than a little, but still, he is, when it comes down to it, a good officer, yes. And originally he was, before the events of the original first Stargate movie, he was actually about to retire from active military service, but is then brought back in to take a team through the Stargate, and then once the Stargate program begins properly, he becomes the he becomes the leader of the flagship team, SG-1, And like I said, eventually advances to become the head of Stargate Command, yes, I definitely like him as a character, and Richard Dean Anderson, who played the character, did a really great job portraying him. I really can't see anybody else actually portraying this character. So, yeah. So I definitely have positive opinions about the character, General Jack O'Neill, And he appears, like I said, in the original Stargate movie, and also he's the main character then in Stargate SG-1, and he appears also in Stargate Atlantis, and also I believe he makes a few appearances on Stargate Universe also. I'm not entirely certain, but I believe he makes at least a few small appearances there. But anyway, so he is a main character in the original movie, and also in the first TV show, Stargate SG-1, where he, like I said, is the leader for the flagship team, after which the show is named SG-1, And while I'm talking here, you can see some photos of the character on screen, of course, as we usually do in these character special episodes, I'm not certain. I've heard some sort of rumors, if you will, or something like that, that the character of Jack O'Neill might be based on a real military officer in the US. Whether this is true or not, I'm not really sure. I don't have this confirmed, whether it's true or not, but some people have claimed online that this is the fact, but I haven't been able to verify this at all. So, but it's possible that he could be based on a real life military officer. But the sources I got this information from is not super reliable, so I cannot say for sure that it's the case, but it might be. Yeah. So yep, definitely a good character. Yeah. Colonel Jack O'Neill. Yeah. And if we ever, if it happens relatively soon, that we get any more live action Stargate set in the same continuity as the TV shows, Richard Dean Anderson has actually expressed interest in returning to reprise his Stargate character of General Jack O'Neill at some point, but it doesn't seem very likely right now that we're gonna get any more live action Stargate that continues the within the same fictional reality as the other TV shows that we and the other movies that we have now. So the likelihood that this will happen is not very big at all, unfortunately. But still, Richard Dean Anderson has definitely said that he, if it were to happen, that he would be at least sort of interested in returning as his character to appear once again, which I personally think would be cool to see. But yeah, so that's it for this episode of the character specials. Indeed. So I'll see you all in the next video. Viva la revolution! Yeah.